On the eve of the 50th anniversary of the United Nations, it is important to recognize more than just an event. From the early history of the United Nations, the Rockefeller family embodied the idealism of those years.
The gift of a site by John D. Rockefeller Jr. for a permanent world capital in New York. Quickly accepted, the strip along Manhattan's East River is valued at $8.5 million. An ideal site for skyscraper headquarters, the 6-block area extends from 42nd to 48th Street.
The Rockefeller family formally presented its gift to the UN in March of 1947.
Thank you, Mr. Rockefeller. Mr. Rockefeller, Mayor Dwyer, the United Nations extends its sincere thanks to you and to your father for this magnificent gift. We intend to go ahead and create on the East River site a dignified and appropriate headquarters for the United Nations, which will stand for generations to come.
The Rockefeller gift changed the course of history and brought the United Nations to New York City. It is a gift which gave practical and moral support to the young United Nations, thus enabling it to succeed where the League of Nations had failed.
We were all given a big report, towards the North American Union.
And who did that come from?
Sorry, I don't know, and I carried it around in my bag forever because, it was a big report, and, I kind of was reading it on airplanes and things, and very much, the same model.
You're saying the push for North American doesn't exist, no reports exist?
Well, we certainly got a report, we did get a report advocating North American Union. I can't tell you from who.
Okay.
But they obviously made 700 copies of it and got it into our our boxes.
President Bush said that the New World Order was in tune, and that's what they were working for. The UN is part of that government. They're working right now very significantly for a North American Union. That's why there's a lot of people in Washington that don't care too much about our borders. They have a philosophical belief that national sovereignty is not important. It's also the reason I have made very strong suggestion that we need not be in the United Nations for our national security.
And the Rockefeller family's commitment to the United Nations did not end with this exceptional gift. It continues to the present day, and it is personified by David Rockefeller, whom we honor.
The European Union have fostered something over the last year called Eurolat, and I'm a delegate to it, which is laying the groundwork for Latin America to all have delegates into a kind of a body, which in fact the European Union pays for. We've brought them over to Brussels twice now. Barring that, I think another thing that all MEPs have received is a report advocating United Nations Parliament. And there's kind of a move for a United Nations Parliament. Just little things like that. But I think more the bigger global question is how different things plug us into various conventions, say UN conventions, etc., for better or for worse, that nobody actually had any vote on, and were often decided in very political ways, and are suddenly showing up in the European Court of Justice. They will quote a UN convention on this or a declaration on that, and you say, well, where did that come from? What people in Europe ever voted for that? And suddenly it is being accepted almost as international law.
The globalist founders of the UN learned that moving straight into the model of global government was tactically impossible. However, gradually phasing out national independence to regional government interdependence by using international treaties has since proven to be tactically sound.
Europe sees us in terms of regions. There are different regions. There's regions in terms of development, there's regions in terms of fishing, but more and more these regions are kind of coming together and being very identifiable. And there's a thing called the Committee of the Regions, which is one of the institutions of Europe. You have the Commission